What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? The Hard Corner boys are back. I think we're a day or two different than the past, but we are back, no less. And shout out to everybody who's tapping in. Before we start the show, I want to shout out everybody who's been supporting the show because, listen, a lot of people listen, but not everybody subscribes. So shout out to all the subscribers. Now, everybody who hasn't been subscribing, I need you to subscribe. This is how you get our podcast in the mix and in front of everybody else's so they could, they might want to hear this Hard Corner stuff. They might want to hear some of this noise. But anyway, shout out to everybody who's been tapping in. Support the show. Hit the link right there. It feels good to be back. It's Thursday. I don't know the exact date right now. But Busky, what's up? How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, man. Chilling. Another week. Nothing special going on over here.
Wait,
pretty
hold
slow.
On. Let me. Oh, no. There it goes. All right, hold on. There is something actually going on at the moment.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, yes. For the week, not much, but well, my week is these moments like this right now. Just for everybody out there, we're doing a nighttime recording. Usually we do a daytime because the kids are at school. It's easier to manage. I have one kid outside on a ladder with a lantern trying to keep our cat on the neighbor's garage because somehow the cat got on the neighbor's garage. And the other one's upstairs screaming.
The cat he's like this on the roof.
Yeah. No, listen, that's me. That's me. The world's smallest violin.
Yeah, exactly. But I love it. Cats are rules. It's like you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, day in the life.
Good, clean fun. You know what I mean? There's some other problems that we could be having that,
Exactly.
But it's good to be back and everything. And it's funny. Speaking of cats, this week I got to go to Rockville. For everybody, you might have been seeing everybody posting it. Rockville's probably, I'm assuming it's probably North America's biggest rock concert, from what I'm hearing, like heavy, from what I think at the moment. But first of all, I want to shout out my bro Eric. Eric, you know what time it is, and my homegirl Meg for looking out. Listen, probably definitely one of the best festivals in America I ever been to. The way it was ran, the layout. There was 6, 8 stages from everybody. I'm talking about, we got to see, Creator, Sepultura, Knock Loose, Alice Cooper. You know what I mean? You name it, it was crazy. And obviously the OGs, Pantera, who I actually got to see back in the day. So it was good to A and B them, whatever.
Wow, yeah.
And they murked it. It was ridiculous. Yeah. But anyway, we were there, and when the Hard Corner's in the building, we always got those cameras going. So, Busky, you weren't there, so we had to bring Rockville to you.
Sounds good. This is my first time seeing this footage too. So.
And exactly, and the footage came out so dope that we didn't want you to see it before the show. We wanted you to catch it with everybody. So everybody, listen, check this out. This is Rockville, USA. Check it out. Hit him, Gator.
Dope.
Listen, you know how we do it. Listen, we out here, Daytona Raceway. We out here for this heavy metal show. We out here, the Hard Corner. Show that monster. What's up, Scott?
What up, everybody? We out here. We at Rockville and Daytona and on the Speedway. We just saw the OG's Creator killing it. Next up, Sepultura.
Jack Black smokes these dudes. What's up, everybody? Hoya Rock, I'm coming at you. We are live in Daytona, Rockville. This is North America's biggest heavy metal fest. Listen, we already checked out the OG's created. Shout out to Mila and the boys. We checked out Sepultura. Yo, Derek, what's up? Yo, Pantera, where you at? Hard Corner. What up, kid? Building, you know what time. What up, everybody? The Hard Corner coming at you. Listen, Pantera's on right now. They're killing it right now. I want to shout out my bro Eric and my homegirl Meg for looking out. Listen, Rockville, everybody smoked it. Go check it out. One of the best fucking festivals in North America. Be about it.
Yo, let me just tell you. Yo, Pantera killed it. Forget it. It was ridiculous. Like,
I bet.
You know, I wish we were able to get more to watch the crowd from there, but as you can see, they had mad pyro. And listen, everybody out there, I know you wanted to see a little bit more for the back, but listen, you just so you know, they wouldn't let John Bonham's son up there, but you know how the Hard Corner, how the Rock and the Gator was doing. We were all up there. Put it like this, I might have lit off a couple of freaking what do you call those things? Pyros, adding a couple of parts in the songs. That's how close we was. But
yeah.
But that's the difference between us and everybody else. That's what I try to tell everybody. But you know the deal on the real. I think the highlights were, well, first of all, I got to see Knock Loose. I never got to see them live, and they killed it. Crazy music. It's really, I don't know none of their songs, so I didn't know, but they sounded really good, and people love them, So, shout out to them. But
it's wild is that's one of those bands that's just like they came out of nowhere. They were a hardcore band, and next thing you know, they were some arena hardcore band. Yeah. They were just one of those bands. And the same, I don't think I've ever once sat down and listened to or heard a song, but I've obviously heard them in passing and over a PA or here or there. But I've never actually, put on a record or a 7-inch or a demo. Like they were just one of these bands that came out of nowhere that was just all of a sudden massive,
Yes.
And I remember the first time I heard them, I feel like they were headlining over like, Terror and all these. And I'm like, who the fuck is
exactly
this band,
what
dude?
you heard from them? I know exactly when it was. I had heard of them right before that. That's what bugged out because and I heard about it in All the Best Way, which I liked off the grip because I heard they had a show with long story short, they had some shows with some OGs. and the promoter was like, "Hey, you might want these cats to go after you."
Yeah.
Not because no disrespect, just because we don't want people to leave, and disrespect you guys. And AF's all good like that, and shout out to AF for always doing it,
Yep.
AF, and I think it was with them on the come up, but like I think this was them really breaking. And then right after that, they went on tour with Terror, where we seen same thing. It was out of nowhere, but I guess out of nowhere for us, maybe.
Yeah.
But
it's just what happens, and I feel like that it takes a shorter amount of time for these bands now because of things like the internet and Bandcamp and Spotify, and the fact that music is instant now. There's no mail order where you got to wait. There's no, waiting a month for the record to drop. Everything's just fucking instant. So these bands get, much bigger, much quicker. So
for sure, sonically they killed it. They had, what I love,
sure.
they rocking that 808 shit, and the band was tight. So shout out to them. But
it makes sense. Yeah.
Again, Sepultura, dope. And I got to see Creator. I didn't get to see my man Mila. Shout out to Creator. It was just hard to get. It was funny. It was easier to get on the main stage than the little stages because not so much the bands, about the morons working and a bunch of rookies. Yeah. But shout out to Creator. They're killing it right now. For everybody don't know, the OG's Creator. They're more connected to hardcore music than you ever think, because they've been down with not just hardcore, but even especially New York hardcore. I'm talking about from back in the days. Like, they come from Essen, Germany, which is kind of like a Lower East Side, period. And long story short, Madball, the early days, we used to actually play shows in the same building where they used to rehearse. They were at all the early Madball shows in Europe. And they were those dudes, they loved underground music, which I love, because when they came out too, they were the underground of the underground,
Sure.
And we're gonna get him. I'm gonna get Mila soon, hopefully on the Spoken Word. He knows what's up. But they sounded great and they're killing it. And again, Sepultura murked it. Shout out to Derek, and who else did we see? Alice Cooper.
Yeah,
it was pretty bugged out watching him and all that. It was pretty crazy. But man, Pantera. What could I say, man? When the comeback, when they first did this reunion, I was kind of like, whatever. I like Pantera, but I was like, kind of whatever. Like. Then when the first earlier shows, people had a lot to say.
Yep.
I gotta say, whoever if you're gonna go see them and you're a Pantera fan, you're gonna leave a happy camper for sure.
Yeah. Last time I saw them, I'm a Pantera fan. I'm a New Orleans fan. I'm a fan of Dimebag, all of it. I like New Orleans is some of my favorite stuff. Some of the stuff that's come out of there. So I've been a Pantera fan since day one. Saw them a few times, but it was when Phil was pretty pretty bad. And they just did it, and I saw them in weird places, where crazy echo outdoor stuff. And it just didn't sound all that great. So I really want to catch them on this, and I really want to see them,
Yep, and for sure, and I'm lying. I did see them back in the day with Life of Agony. I seen them twice. I seen them on Cowboys from Hell tour. I forgot that, great. But really paying attention to them at their, when they were at their peak. I didn't really get to catch them. And when I did see some of the things when he was not doing too well, it wasn't too good. I got to say this. He sounded great. Maybe he wasn't running around like he did back in the day, but he was hitting everything. Yeah. He sounded hard. And again, shout out to Zakk Wylde. I'm not even a Zakk Wylde guy. After hearing that guitar, I'm a Zakk Wylde guy. Yeah. So go check out that Pantera. And that intro, you saw the way it comes in, the thing drops, and they come in with that new level. Forget it.
That's great. Hell yeah.
So shout out to Rockville.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say festivals. I feel like for years we always talked about Europe's got festivals on lock, and which they do. But I feel like it's coming around over here. It is, and that's to show. To talk about that. The next thing we're gonna talk about is another fest, but at a little bit smaller of a scale. And it's cool because you gotta have the big with the small. So Nard Fest coming up in July.
It's a cool fest too, man.
Yeah, very cool fest. Obviously, this leans toward the whole Oxnard, Nardcore, festival.
Okay, no. So now I never put it together. Obviously, I knew Nard was what do you call an abbreviation of something, but I never put it together. Oxnard, because they always shout out to Oxnard because they always had that thing going on out there.
Yeah. Definitely the Cali style, you know, a lot of skateboard influence music. This is a lot of stuff that I heard in skate videos growing up, you know.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
definitely have their own flavor, their own style. And this is a really dope fest coming up in July 8th, July 9th, at the Ocean View Pavilion. You know, check out that lineup. It's cool to see some of these old names like Hyrax, JFA.
Yeah, crazy. And Dr. No, I actually seen Dr. No when I was a little kid at CB's.
Really? Wow.
And one of the kids was actually on an old TV show, like back in the day, like when it was black and white. He was a child actor.
Wow,
and
really?
ended up playing. Yes, and ended up playing in Dr. No. I felt it was like the big thing back in the day. Like, oh, it's so and so when he plays in Dr. No, and you know, I actually got to see them at CB's for like in front of 20 people. Pretty crazy.
You know, it's amazing to think of all these bands back then. You know, you took for granted, and here we are, 30 years later, and you know they're still playing, and they're playing with younger, newer bands like Downpresser and Section Hate.
And it's good to see Downpresser back, by the way. That was Maddie, Maddie Henderson put me on to them. And it was cool because they were coming out with some really dirgy, heavy shit at a time when, again, not many bands was doing it. And it's good to see that they're back. They had a cool style, cool look to them, I think, you know, a little bit different, you know.
Fuck yeah, definitely.
And then, yeah, exactly. We have who else? A couple of different bands. Torena, I don't know how you say, Section 8, False Confessions, Total Resistance. Got a bunch of people on that. That's the sad thing. It's good to see the OGs Hyrax. That's some OG stuff right there.
Definitely.
And talk about skate, you know, skate day, you know, the Sunday headliners. Okay, let me just tell you real quick, JFA. You know what? Yeah. I learned about them before I even think I knew what exactly, you know, punk and hardcore was, because I love skateboarding, and they were in the back of every skateboarding magazine, the little ad, right? The JFA, right? Yep. To get whatever it was, a record or some shit. And I was like,
rock.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, these dudes are like, they must be huge. They must be, these guys are like the Beatles of this shit, you know?
Totally. Yeah.
And I always wonder what the fuck it meant, JFA. I was like, what does JFA? Do you know what it stands for?
I think Jodie Foster's Army.
Oh, yeah.
I think, yeah. It's been years since I've even mentioned the band name and any of that, but I'm pretty sure it's Jodie Foster's Army.
I think you're right, but shout out JFA, skate rock early on with that skate thing, that whole skate thing. And from the bottom, we got the Indignants.
The Indignants.
The Indignants, excusez-moi. Yeah. Excuse me. The Indignants. The Robot Uprising, that's a little bit spooky name at the moment, but shout out to them. I like it.
Yeah.
No Remorse? That I love that name, but it was connected to another band back in the day that was not too liked by many people. But hopefully this band doesn't have nothing to do with the other band, which I know they don't. So shout out to No Remorse. But that's actually a cool font, right?
The very logo. Cool logo, definitely.
And then we got Charman. That's pretty dope too. What's the next one? What is that?
Next one's going to be Crucial Thought.
Okay, now I love anything with Crucial because that's like our era of hardcore.
Yeah.
And the style, like, okay, you don't got to be tough. Yep. You know, we're going to put a smiling face on this.
Yeah.
And we're going to do graffiti.
Yeah.
And you're going to like it. And but dope. I like that. Crucial. What do we got? Again, this is also cool. What is that? I Decline.
I Decline.
With the little man, the little thing, that's pretty bugged out. Definitely a little original.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Pantera logo, right?
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
The Grim, that's a good logo, or is it just Grim? I don't know, but that's a good logo too.
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
And Punk Rock Karaoke, I don't know if that's an actual band or if they are just doing karaoke.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. They'll be cool. Stalag 13, another very dope, you know, original Oxnard, Nardcore style band.
Let me ask
fucking JFA, man. It's dope.
Let me ask you this. If you had the punk rock karaoke, what would be the punk rock song you pick?
You know, the only song I've ever sung at karaoke is Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire.
Well, everybody does Johnny Cash at fucking karaoke's.
It's because you don't really have to sing. All you have to do is just kind of make a low, deep voice.
If I was going to sing a punk rock song, I gotta sing some OG stuff. So I'll be like, I walk around, you want the morning now. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Shout out.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you're gonna catch me ever doing karaoke. I'm not the karaoke.
I want to do something with kill your mother, kill your father, punk rock.
Yeah.
I'm not killing nobody, you understand? How about that? Let's just start with that, all right? I need to kill some calories. I mean,
yeah, right.
But shout out to Nard Fest, and the logo for that is cool too. And again, again, shout out to everybody, man, for keeping it original, keeping the artwork original, and keeping these festivals and making more mixed bag fest, in America, which is cool. Because that's like got a little bit of thrash metal, some skate punk, and all that. So. And then we got some really just straight up, this is some really, hardcore, no games. And I liked them a lot. We covered them a while ago. Never Ending Game. They're playing in Long Island.
Yeah.
We got some fly, right? Boom.
Yep. Yeah, got to shout out the for me local, got to shout out the local stuff. So shout out to Scanlon and everybody doing some hard work, bringing all these awesome young new bands around here.
Definitely.
Amityville, it's become a regular, touring hotspot in the past few years. So good to see all these bands coming out here. This is July 1st. Never Ending Game fucking record came out last week, 2 weeks ago, and it's been nonstop getting played, and it's killer, man. You got to check it out.
I'm gonna check that record out.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's really good. They deserve all the hype they're getting, for real. And
I love the angel with the RPGs.
Yeah.
So that's dope. But God Forgives a hardcore show. What? This brutal don't. God Forgives a hardcore show. This brutal don't. Oh, I got it. And what it says, and in the trench, we got Gridiron, Killing Face. What's that in the bottom?
Scarab,
right? Yeah.
Yep.
And Balmora. These are bugged out names. I gotta say that. But and it's good to see. Again, like you said, Long Island is becoming like a regular. And it's good because it always was.
Yeah.
And it got lost in the sauce for a minute there.
Yep.
It's
just a generational shift, and this is basically the backside of the backtrack, influence from a few years ago. These guys were all younger kids, and they're now in their, early 30s. And, it's been 10 or 15 years they've been around. So now they're sort of taking control and taking reign. And, it's just a new generation picking up, like what always happens.
And by the way, I like and I peeped that because, I got that eye for that. Those Killing Time color scheme right there. The flyer from the first show.
Yeah. And again, shout out to the dude doing the flyer, like he's been doing a lot of these flyers you've been seeing around. Connecticut dude, Kyle, real good dude. And it's just the way it goes, like you get a crop of these inspired guys, and they just get out there and they make shit happen, so
hell yeah. And
shout out to Miles to Go in Long Island. There's actually also, I want to bring up, is a
there's another like couple of bunch, right? There we go.
There's a tour coming up that this is actually a part of. It's not really a tour, just sort of a weekend thing, but June 30th, Gridiron, Never Ending Game in Pittsburgh. July 1st, Long Island, and then 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, they will be in Philly, Richmond, and Toledo, Ohio. So definitely check this out.
Hot spots. Definitely go check them out and catch them. They're, out there grinding. Go cop their shirts and go buy that record. Especially when anybody puts out a record right now, you gotta go buy it. Triple P. Go get it.
And that's a banger, man. You've been seeing that name around for a minute. You've been hearing us talk about them for a minute. They're definitely they're out there putting in the work, and it's legit stuff. So give it a spin, check it out.
And I've been seeing online, I got two of my favorites right now. I'm seeing some shows coming up. Right now on tour. Shout out to Terra. Right now they're on tour with Black Dahlia. Shout out to Black Dahlia also. And it looks like the show's been ridiculous. But there's also some good European dates coming up. And when I saw this, I was like, man, now that's a dope fucking combo right there. Obituary and Terra. They're going to be playing. Put that flyer up. Boom. August 7th, Vienna, Austria. With
Gate Creeper.
Yeah. They're dope too. You remember we covered them before too. And where's that at the arena? Is that the arena?
Arena in Austria, yeah, great venue.
Boom! You know that spot. I know you know that spot. We've been there. We closed that spot down. I was just there.
Yeah.
Shout out to the arena. And then August 13th, they're playing Germany. I can't even say that. Say that.
I'm gonna go with Braunschweig.
Braunschweig. Shout out to Braunschweig, Germany. West End, August 16th at Salzburg, Austria at the Rock House.
Yeah.
Listen, go catch the OGs. Obituary. Listen, those are OGs. And they are murking it at the moment. And so is Terra. And why this is a good show is because neither one of them sounds like each other and they both kill.
Yep.
So.
And these are a couple of exclusive dates on this tour. That they're going to be heading out in June 11th on. So, if you're thinking you're only getting those 3 dates with Obituary, those are actually 3 dates that are a part of this whole entire run of Europe and the UK. So they're over there from June 11th until August 19th. So you got 2 months of terror in Europe and the UK. And 3 of those dates are going to be with Obituary. So get in there.
Go see them. Yeah, Pain into Power, Europe, United Kingdom. Listen, it starts at Donington. Shout out to them for doing Donington. Listen, you pick your country.
Yeah.
They're doing it all. You could catch them in some type of continent near you. And the layout is dope, too. There's a lot of dates, man. I've been seeing dates like that look like the Star Wars intro in a while.
Yeah.
So
I know. That's old school terror run.
That's
right
what
there.
I'm saying, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you remember that. So shout out to them. Go check them out on that tour. And then what else? We got some other, what else is this? What is this exactly? I was seeing this in the notes, the Rich Howard show.
Yeah, Rich Hall.
Shout out to Rich Hall.
Fuck yeah. Anybody that, that was around in the late 90s, 2000s, New York City. Rich Hall was a big promoter that helped get CBGB some good hardcore shows and whatnot. So he's moved away. He's out on the West Coast now, but he has an art show coming up the city in June at Three Kings Studios in Brooklyn. So just wanted to give some shine to Rich. I know he's been doing his art thing for a few years now. And he's definitely got his own style, and it's good to see him getting an art show. It's definitely
I didn't even know he did, the whole art thing, but that's what kind of threw me off. I wasn't sure what was what, but pretty it looked like a freaking Turnstile shirt for a minute.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
right?
Totally. And the funny thing is, I never knew that Rich was an artist either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, go figure.
Yeah, I worked with him for a little bit at a company, and he was, on the team. And I remember him starting his art stuff there, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know he was into art. And this was now 10 years ago. So it's cool to see him come. Over the course of 10 years, this isn't an overnight thing for him. He's obviously been building this for a while. So. Definitely just wanted to give him some shine and shout him out and, wish him luck with this. So June 8th, give that a check. Check that out. Negative Creep, Neon Creeper, opening reception at Three Kings Studio.
Yeah, definitely. Go check it out. 6 to 9, June 8th. Go check that out. Definitely dope. And everybody, again, I want to shout out everybody who's been tapping in around the globe, around the planet. And if you want, again, you need to subscribe. You need to leave a comment. You need to hit the little heart. You need to hit the little bells. You need to hit everything. Touch it all. This is the one time you could touch everything and not get in trouble. You understand?
Touch it in the back.
Yeah, touch it. You got to do whatever you got to do. But on the real, we need you to subscribe. And if you want to support the show, listen, CasaDeRock.com. Get a t-shirt, get a snapback, anything you get from CasaDeRock.com, any hardcore merchandise, any hardcore merchandise you get goes back into the show. We're planning to do bigger things. We're just getting started with it. We got snapbacks and look at all the merch you got. All the merch you see is done in-house. And I want to say, and you know what? I don't give a fuck. Yo, Gator, I don't give a fuck. I want to say a fuck you to that one guy who's trying to get our PayPal shut down because we were late on an order. Check this out, homeboy. I just want to say this to everybody out there. This is not Amazon. This is not Versace. This is not whatever it is where you get your clothes at, freaking a Hot Topic. This is Casa de Rock, where you got gorillas that run families, mop floors, do podcasts, and in between, we try to run merch and make everybody happy. In between these things, life happens, like moving and stuff, casualties of war. But anybody who's ever done business with us knows I take care of business, and I go a little further to make sure they know that thank you for holding on, because we know this is a two gorilla operation over here. So with that being said, shout out to everybody else who's been able to keep hold themselves calm till we got orders out, because I was in the middle of a big move. So, and shout out to everybody who's been supporting. But to that one dude,
it's always got to be one, right?
Toma. Yep. But anyway, besides, that's the only negativity you're going to get on that. I had to let that out, Gate. I don't care. Algorithm, these nuts. But listen, shout out to everybody who's been supporting. But listen, copper thing. Listen, even if you got no money on the reel, you could subscribe. It costs nothing. If you leave a comment, that helps the podcast big time. So everybody, the link's right there. You know what time it is.
Yeah, get in the game, man. Get off the sidelines. Get in the game.
Exactly. We do this for you. All you got to do is click a couple little things. You don't even got to say nothing.
Exactly.
Yep. And it don't cost you nothing. The same way you hear your little what you call it like Gator. He hits his his grinder button. This guy hits this button. Whatever you hit these buttons. But anyway, enough with that. Enough of Gator's recreation. But what we got? Let's go. We got some new stuff out for everybody, right? What we got here?
We do. We got Jamie Josta, the man. He put out a new single today. Actually,
I actually didn't even know that he did. So this is bugged out.
Yep.
So
got to shout out Josta. I got mad love for Josta. He's always been a homie and always looked out and whatnot.
Shout out to Jamie for sure.
It's good to see him build this empire that he's got going. So this is a new Josta song, Assimilation Agenda, featuring Zetro from Exodus. And it's amazing. I'm guessing Josta writes the music for this stuff as well as producing it and everything else. And it's amazing to hear this guy, just year after year after year.
Yeah. He always grinded since he was a kid. You know what I mean? That was always his thing. And you know what else I want to do? Salute to Jasta for bringing the Milwaukee Metal Fest that's going on this weekend. Shout out to my brother Ezek, who should be covering it for the show, but everybody's playing it. Jasta brought it back. I think it was an American staple in heavy music that it should have never left, because forget that, it's back and they got the right people behind it right now. So everybody got to make sure you got to go support this, spread the word. I love Europe, and those festivals. I seen them grow from nothing to the biggest in the world. Let's try to do some of that on this side of the world too. Let's balance the scale out here a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think it's coming around. It's working, and I think with guys like Josta getting behind a lot of these classic names, Milwaukee Metal Fest. I mean, definitely for our generation growing up, it was a big, huge, name in music. So I think that whole festival thing, excuse me, is coming around, to the States.
Yep.
And again, shout out to guys like Josta, for holding it down and keeping it moving forward.
Yeah, I like the Metallica letters too, man.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
Cool.
Shout out to go get go get that. And then we got, what I love, and this is what I love. We'll go from there. This reminds me of this. We went from, we're going to go from Jasta to the All for All demo. And why I love that, it reminds me of like when we won the Limp Bizkit tour, we went from playing Wembley, and the next day we played the Black Heart, place that fits like 50 people.
Yeah.
So meaning we went from, where you could take it to the trenches where it starts.
Yep.
So boom, right to the demo, which first of all, let's just start with the artwork. I love it. It reminds me a little of Crazy Eddie, that style of artwork,
totally.
the Archie, the comics from the newspaper. But I don't know, bugged out, pretty cool. And I love anything demo. Yeah. Demo. To me, it's somebody not trying to skip any any grades.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, get it under your belt. Yeah, all right, maybe not. It's not on a cassette. They make it look like a cassette, and it might be on a cassette. That's dope. Even if it ain't, your first presentation to a world is not an album.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. I hate to break it to you, everybody. Yeah. It's not. You get signed. All right, whatever. In general, when you're coming up, you put your group together. You're putting your first batch of songs together. You're demoing your songs and your sound.
Yep.
You know, after your first, second out, you know, you'll see somebody what they really are after their second album. First album, you work your whole life to make your first album. Now you got to say, okay, now you got to recreate your whole life in 2 years. That means the recording cycle before the next record. Now you see how somebody gets down. You know what I mean? That's the magic. That's why you see people, oh, we did 1 record, 2 records, because they couldn't do it. They couldn't recreate.
Hang,
You know, you can't hang. And not even as this, it's just some people don't got that, or, you know, you don't catch that wave and that momentum. It's a thing, but I love that step of doing the demo, doing the thing and whatever. And overall, classic style name.
Yep.
You know, where they're from. Does it say where they're from?
That's Syracuse style right there.
Oh, even better.
Yep.
Even better.
So, and it's, you know, it's classic, traditional, hardcore. Obviously, you get that vibe right off the bat when you see the, you know, the logo, when you see the artwork and all that. And it's great. These are, you know, again, the new breed of what's going on in Syracuse. So I definitely want to shout that out.
Bandcamp. Go to that Bandcamp.
Totally.
That goes far for these young bands. So make sure you go click those Bandcamps. And the next band's name I love.
Yeah.
Blow Your Brains Out. First of all, let me just say, you like, imagine when somebody go, yeah, you're playing a group. Yeah, what's the name of your band? Blow Your Brains Out.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to tell somebody that one day.
I know.
You know.
And look at that artwork.
Oh, great.
You know?
Yeah. Oh,
it's
my
amazing.
God.
It's so
better.
cool to me, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, I love I love it. The bricks, you know, just
it got that punk style art. And the Scanners, that was an old movie called Scanners when the dude's head would blow up. It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
But all right, it's traditional NYHC style from Gator Food put me on to this. Shout out to Gator. Listen, these are some Japanese. Nippo, shout out to Japan.
Yep.
He told me about these guys, and you know how we do it. We try to do that international thing. This family goes all over the planet. It ain't no New York hardcore thing. It's a hardcore family, period. But we got over here. This was the band. All right. This is an NYHC from Tokyo, Japan. Listen, Japan, man, I don't even know where to start and where to end. The love that I have and that we have and that I know they have for, you know, the music that we do and lived and all that. And they do the same. And shout out to Makoto and all the guys out there in Osaka and everywhere in MQ. My man MQ's out there killing things.
Always.
So shout out to them. But man, it's good to see him. What it says right now is like the Cro-Mags, Dynamo Iceman influence. Listen, the Japanese got swag.
Yeah.
When they do their thing, they really got the swag part. You know, if you look at the music from back in the days, you know, early on they were doing jazz, they were doing funk back in the days. You know, they something about that flavor they felt. You know, even though they may have not let it out with how they every day their mannerisms and how they're speaking is very certain, but they let it out with the music and stuff. So it's good to see Japan back on the map.
Yeah. I feel like Japanese, they definitely have a way of studying their music. You know, when they're influenced by something, they do a great job of studying it.
Yeah.
And sort of being able to flip. I don't want to say regurgitate because it makes it seem like they're just copying, but, you know, regurgitating it in a way where it's tasteful and flavorful. And this is along that same lines. Like, you would never tell that they were Japanese unless, you know, I mean, they sing in Japanese. So that's really the only giveaway, you know, otherwise it sounds like a New York hardcore band, you know, in that sort of Cro-Mags, you know, lane. So very cool, very New York traditional hardcore sounding, but Japanese. So, and like you know, like tons of great people I met from Japan, and you know, the scene over there is just incredible, man. It's amazing. So we have to shout out Japan and everybody on the other side of this world, because it is a worldwide thing.
Definitely, man. Shout out to Japan. I miss Japan. Hopefully I could be back soon to shout out to Makoto and Sand and everybody out there. You know what time it is. Aggressive Dogs, Uzi, you know what time it is.
Yeah.
But go check Blow Your Brains Out, the Big Escape LP, Bandcamp. Make sure you be about it. Go check them out. And again, I'm glad. Listen, I got a new drop. Before we out there, I wanted to play one more thing. I just got hit up by them, and I love it because I love promoting. There's actually 2 new groups, but we're gonna play one that I wanted to play today. I want to shout out to Bloodywood. I just caught that video online and I posted. This is a metal band from India. They're like, they got the Indian drum things or whatever, but listen. They got that flavor and they got a real, and the metal and the groove they're doing is legit and dope. And I gotta say, I felt it. I love, me and Freddie would always do this from day one. We would go to other countries when they were trying to sing like in English. We would tell them, yo, you should do songs in your language and kind of rep your stuff. Like, we get it, but like do some stuff in your, representing your culture also. Yeah. Even if it ain't language, even it's how you represent it. And these guys did it with the look, with, the everything. They're in India, and even the chorus is something like break the camel's back. It's a little bit funny, like tongue-in-cheek, but well done. And I actually, they actually reached out to me, the management, and I'm going to get them on the Smoking Word. But that's one band I wanted to promote. They're actually killing it, doing their thing all around. They were playing Rockville and whatever. But this is a band I wanted to drop before we get out of here. BMV from fucking Kosovo. Listen, they just reached out to me. We've always had people from, the Balkan areas, from that whole area in general, reach out. They love everything about the lifestyle. Hardcore lives out there for real, and they reached out to me. And I love when, these countries come out that we don't expect. Again, like we just said, the India thing, and now we got the Kosovo thing. This is why. I love hearing where people are from because it shows how big this family is. There's the family, this music family we're a part of is like none other. You know what I mean? And but bugged out. These are from Kosovo. Like, go figure. We got Japan, Kosovo. This is crazy. You know what I mean?
Worldwide, man. It's no joke.
Yeah, and definitely. But I wanted to shout them out because they're doing their thing out there. And shout out to all the bands out. Any new band out there doing their thing. We out here. There's people out there listening. Make sure you keep putting the music out. Shout out to we're going to play the video before we get out of here, right, Gator? But before we get out of here, shout out to everybody who's been tuning in. Everybody, shout out to Eric and Meg, again, big time for taking care of us, Dad. And this week, Agnostic Front, Rancid, Suicidal Tendencies, Punk Rock Bowling. You never know. The Hard Corner might be in the building. Oh, shit. Just saying. Anything you want to say before we out of here?
Same as always, man. Like we start the show, we got to end it. Support. Like, follow, and subscribe. Smash those buttons. Hit those hearts. All that shit. Definitely. The link tree right there. Check that out. And Facebook, YouTube, hit that link tree.
Leave comments, spread the word. We about to drop a lot of stuff and do a lot of cool things, but we need you to be active with us. We stay active if you stay active. That's how we're going to continue this, all right?
Get in the trenches with us.
Listen, we out of here, and when we out of here, we're going to go drop this video, Gator. Listen, till next time, we out of here, and we're coming back with a very, very special road report for next week. So subscribe, tap in. We out of here, Buskin. Go get that cat off that roof.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Play that video, yo.
Peace.
We out of here. BMV.
Meow. Med 13 fullt i dåsen blir det alkoholigt. Bröt brorsa, jag med insomniak med sus i kroppen tvåret.
Me lapse me fletën zumën gjesit të shkujt e qes Kejt jashtë jo mrena kur qo me fujt Generat me trauma, tërtëm për truma I vetë mi sport për neve, u kon rabi edhe shkuma Me plët këqia po apet e du Prishtinën Për ves debilave që nuk kom thimën Prishtinën e kom heroin, s'kom stim, kom nevoj për Rehabilitim Prishtinën e kom heroin, s'kom stim, kom nevoj për Rehabilitim Prishtinën e kom heroin, s'kom stim, kom nevoj për Rehabilitim Prishtinën e kom heroin, s'kom stim, kom nevoj për Muqu për gjumit për vynë, do të hacej Me vjell kejt alkoholin, me harru shabona tje E për ndryshe edhe unë e du Prishtinën Vish me këshyr, hëll e hëll Kejt ja u kisha qi familjen Aty në sy ty s'pëdhimen që asfaltis ja u e kimen Se din që shkari jo, kur pari ta dik mishën Po du me propunën që këta me lqu Prishtinën Me harru rehabilitimin e heroinën Prishtinën e kom heroin, s'kom stim, kom nevoj për Rehabilitim Prishtinën e kom heroin, s'kom stim, kom nevoj për Rehabilitim Prishtinën e kom heroin, s'kom stim, kom nevoj për Rehabilitim Prishtinën e kom heroin, s'kom stim, kom nevoj për Rehabilitim Kom nevoj për